Well, a live alert just coming in. We understand that Vijay Mallya is in fact addressing a press conference on the Kingfisher issue. Let's listen in.
How will that help the industry as such?
I think beverage alcohol must definitely be included in the GST scheme. We are a very large industry, a very large employer, but more significantly, one of the most significant and highest contributors to state revenues. There is no reason to exclude the beverage alcohol industry from GST. In fact, it would be highly prejudicial to the beverage alcohol industry if we were excluded from GST. And that would have a very, very large financial impact on the industry as a whole. And so government should take all steps to include beverage alcohol within the GST.
Sure. Also, your take on the recent ban that is that Kerala government purports to impose in the next 10 years or so. How do you see that impacting the company as such and also the industry as such?
Kerala is a large consuming state. However, each state has a right to impose whatever policy it so chooses, particularly on the alcoholic beverage industry. We have seen other states in India before impose total prohibition. In Kerala, it is only a roadmap over 10 years. I do not believe in prohibition, and I think there is sufficient evidence to prove that prohibition has not succeeded anywhere, not even in countries like the United States. Prohibition has not succeeded in states in India that have introduced prohibition. Prohibition also leads to a lot of ill effects, such as smuggling across borders, illicit and spurious production of alcohol. It's not in the public interest. It is not in the interest of public health. States do not have the law enforcement capabilities to stop cross-border smuggling. I think all this needs to be considered. But more significantly, the beverage alcohol industry is a very, very significant contributor to the revenues of the Kerala state government. And I'm sure that those revenues could be put to productive use for socio-economic welfare schemes. But I hope they have considered all this before announcing their roadmap.
Dr. Mallya, if you can also address concerns related, to the willful defaulter tag. United Bank of India imposed it first. Today there is report that Federal Bank and Axis Bank might follow suit. There is concern about the ramifications that this would have on your board positions going forward, on the ability of various UB Group companies to raise credit. How are you really going to battle this?
I think in response to the United Bank of India action, I have already issued a media statement which basically says that we strongly deny the allegations made, that we disagree with the findings of their Grievance Redressal Committee, before which we have had no opportunity to appear, and we shall pursue all available legal remedies. I have great faith in the judicial system in our country, and I shall certainly, as I said, pursue the legal remedies that are available to me. And frankly, whatever the news reports may be subsequently concerning other banks, as I said, there's no point indulging in speculation. We'll take each one as it comes.
But what about the stand that Heineken or Diageo will now take on your board position? Because some people say that the willful defaulter tag means that your position on some of these boards might become untenable. Have they raised concerns, or are they monitoring the situation on that front?
You should ask both Diageo and Heineken that question directly, but they have not raised it. These issues have not been raised by me, with me. And as I said, it is premature to speculate.
But the Bank of India Executive Director has told yesterday that the UB Group was given time to present the case.
You know, I cannot get into a media debate on what the Executive Director of United Bank of India said. Suffice it to say, we were not given a hearing. We have not appeared before that. We disagree with their actions and we shall pursue the legal remedies.
Can you also tell us about USL's plan to pursue, to institute an inquiry into loans advanced by USL to different entities of the UB Group? It's part of their result announcement today. So the concern is by them on that front.
I was a part of the United Spirits Limited board meeting yesterday, so I know exactly what comments were made. Once again, there has been a proper inquiry instituted under the charge of the Managing Director and CEO, and let the inquiry be conducted, and the results will obviously be known.
But do you feel that proper diligence was done on behalf of Diageo in the transactions? Because the 200 crore corporate guarantee given by one of the Universal Group entities towards Kingfisher, the board did not know about it.
I don't think that this is an issue between Diageo and UB Group. And I don't think it should be portrayed as such either. There are certain comments that the auditors have made which they are obliged to make.
It's not auditors' comments.
It is very much an auditor's comment. All the comments have been made by the auditors, and the notes to the accounts go into further detail of explanation. As far as your particular question is concerned, there is no question of any liability on the company, which is also stated. And as far as the inquiry is concerned, it will be conducted in a proper, fair and transparent fashion.
Sir, as far as UB is concerned, Heineken is now the single largest shareholder. What will we see happening to the UBHL stake in your stake going forward? Will your stake further come down from the current 30-odd% that you have? Has Heineken expressed interest in taking up their stake further?
Why should these questions arise? I mean, on what basis do you as media start this path of speculation? On what basis? Do you have reasons to believe that I want to sell or that Heineken wants to buy me out? It's a rather incredible question, isn't it?
McDowell Holdings, which is part of the group holding, has been pledged, and the banks have said that 6.3 million shares will be encashed in the near future.
Listen, on the basis of a misunderstanding of facts, I am not able to answer your questions. I made a very strong statement that we are not sellers and Heineken are not buyers. And that ends that debate. What conclusions you may or may not draw is not something that I am obliged to comment on.
If you can take us through the roadmap as far as Kingfisher is concerned, because there have been a series of court cases, debt of over 7,000 crores. Where does really go from here?
You know, this is the United Breweries Limited AGM. I have taken questions that go well beyond the scope of United Breweries Limited. There will be the AGM of Kingfisher Airlines and indeed UB Holdings. So you can raise whatever questions you want at the appropriate time.